So we finally have a prequel Yoda and an almost perfect clone sculpt in the Black Series now, but the fact that I'm so excited about this 2-pack might be why it's making me so frustrated at the same time. Let's open it up, check it out, and of course, do some toy photography. Okay, I need you to let me know if I'm being overdramatic or if my frustration with this 2-pack is justified. Because I was pretty frustrated with this 2-pack, and sometimes when I look at it, I'm still kind of frustrated. Maybe it's because I'm just so excited for this little green guy in here. I'm a big Hasbro advocate. A lot of people give Hasbro a hard time sometimes, but usually I'm kind of supportive of the decisions they make. But with this 2-pack, I was a little frustrated. So Hasbro Pulse, where a lot of their figures are sold like this, sometimes they have Hasbro Pulse exclusives. This was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Hasbro's got a Pulse Plus membership, or Pulse membership, whatever, where you can actually get access to pre-ordering things a couple days or a few hours early before anyone else does, which I don't really think is a bad thing. I think that's actually a kind of cool new way to monetize, stuff. I think that's a cool decision. It makes sense. On May the 4th, this guy went up for pre-order, and of course it went up early for members, which I'm not a Hasbro Pulse member, and all of them sold out before it even had a chance for the normal people to pre-order them. They were gone before anyone could even pre-order them except for the members, and I was pretty pissed because I really wanted this 2-pack a lot, especially a prequel Yoda. Come on. And so the reason why it sold out so quickly is because Hasbro Pulse had a 5 limit per customer, which seems like too many, clearly. And I was so mad that I left a hateful, toxic comment on the Instagram post. Well, okay, it wasn't hateful or toxic, but I expressed my opinion. Little did I know that later on this year, a week ago, this thing would go up on the DisneyStore.com at a very limited amount because they're already gone. It made it so incredibly difficult to get this really, I think pretty big deal of a 2-pack. We have not ever had a prequel Yoda before, and I feel like there's a lot of people that still are not able to get this for a good and normal price. So please let me know, am I being overdramatic or is my frustration justified with Hasbro about this? Now that I've got that out of the way, this is the all-new Black Series 2-pack of a prequel Yoda, which, like I said, we've never gotten before. There's an SH Figuarts one out there, and a new SH Figuarts updated one coming soon, but we've never had one before, and that's very exciting. And this is Commander Gree, which is a different kind of painted version of the Commander Gree you'd be used to, because it's kind of got the Phase 1 kind of paint job he's got in the Clone Wars. Even though it's a Phase 2 Trooper armor, I think it's kind of cool, actually. I like that a lot. But it's also a much better looking clone than the recent sculpts, because I've been very critical of the recent sculpts. I like the old ones, but this guy looks pretty good. I think this is one of the best Black Series 2-packs we've gotten in a while. I'm very excited. If you do want to get one of these, I'll do my best to put any links I can find in the description of the video. Hopefully it's not too priced up. I bought it for $50, which is not terrible. 2 $25 figures. All right, so I'll do my best with putting every link I can find in there, but if you can't find it, I recommend going to Whatnot, my favorite app for getting secondhand figures, collectibles, stuff like that. Hopefully you can find it. If not, you'll find probably some other great Black Series figures, but either way, you can save $15 off of your first purchase if you use the link that I've got in the description of the video. So definitely make sure to check that out. Hopefully you can find it either way, somehow. Hopefully people aren't jacking the prices up, but they probably are. So, if you're a Black Series collector, how are you feeling about the line as of late? Are you kind of not super into it so much lately? Are you been really into it more than ever? For me, I haven't been getting as much just because I've got a lot of the legacy characters I really care about, except for a select few like Yoda here. I haven't been getting them as much, but there's still some things coming out I'm a little excited for here and there, like this 2-pack, and I'm not getting as much, but I'm still into the line for sure. I'm still looking to get more of them. Man, these are 2 very good looking figures. I'm already kind of impressed a lot. I mean, Yoda looks really good, and he's got a soft goods cloak, which they've been killing it with those lately, especially with that most recent Darth Maul. Yoda comes with 2 heads, and this sculpt is incredible. I can't believe how good the second, the first one on him is pretty good, but I can't believe how good this second one is. That's incredible. I don't see how SH Figuarts sculpt could be as good as this one. This is crazy. That's really good. Man, as far as I can tell, this why did I move Yoda out of the way? Come back. But as far as I can tell, this Commander Gree might be one of the best looking clones sculpts, period. It might not be the best as far as the face goes, but everything else is really good. Like, I think they might have finally nailed it. And then he does come with his Jedi Council chair. Oh, this is soft. I was not expecting this to be soft. Okay. Honestly, I think it's probably just like, we can't just sell this as a $20 thing. We gotta put something else in there to make it worth it. And so that's kind of what this is, I guess. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna really use this ever, but it's kind of cool. Maybe for the shelf. You know, keep him on there for the shelf. What do you think, Yod? Okay, let's talk about Gree first, because I'm really kind of impressed here with this guy. I don't have any of the newer clone figures, any of them. First of all, because I've got a lot of the old ones, and I really like them anyway, so I haven't had a huge incentive to get some of the new ones. And plus, I don't need every battalion. As much as I love them, I don't need them all. You know, I got my 501st and my basic clone ones and my Coruscant guards and stuff, and that's cool with me. One of my biggest criticisms is that these don't look like clone troopers. They look like teenagers in clone trooper costumes. And that's usually what my complaint is. But this doesn't look like that. His shoulders are much more broad. You know, it looks more like a full-grown adult in armor. They did a great job with that. I don't know what it is they changed, but he's a lot thicker and more actually adult looking, and I like that. The face itself is still, in my opinion, not quite as good as some of the older ones. I think it's still really good, but I think the old one's still a little bit better. If I were to compare him to this one, and this is usually the one I use as the example, the 501st, and this one came out in like an archive. This one's been out a few times. I think I still like this face a little bit more. It feels more like the Clone Trooper helmet from Revenge of the Sith. This still feels like an adaptation of the Clone Wars animated helmet. It doesn't look bad, but I still think this head is better. But I think they nailed the body, and I'm sure the articulation's better on this one. The elbow is pretty horrible on the old one. New one, definitely a little bit better. Actually, you've got a 90-degree angle. That's an improvement over this, because this one you can't do anything with. You can't bring that shoulder up at all. This one, you can. This might be the best overall clone sculpt I think we've ever gotten. They did a great job. And as far as being able to put them in poses, you can definitely get a better looking pose, in my opinion, I think, with Gree in this new sculpt, more than the old one. You can't really do a whole lot with this old one. So I think this is a major win for sure. So what's going on with this little Yoda guy over here? Yoda, this may be just like a little guy, but he's a full-on fig. Like, he's a full-on figure. So I really do like his cloak. You can't put his hood up, which is fine. I don't think I've ever seen Yoda with his hood up ever. So that's fine. So I think the cloak looks fantastic. I'm very happy to see that they did the soft goods. It seems like they're doing that all the time now. But if we take it off of him, what we got going on underneath? Yogurt. There he is. Wow, look at those arms. Does Yoda usually have such long arms? Either way, I think it works with the figure. So we've got some full articulation here. Yeah, he's a legitimate figure. He's small, but he is Yoda. Yeah, you've got a lot going on here. I think as far as articulation with a little Yoda like this, I don't think I would really want any more. So I'm pretty sure I'll be able to put him in some cool lightsaber poses, so I guess we'll find out about that. So if I want to pose him up to be in his little chair and kind of cross his legs, he looks great. That looks great in the chair. It'll probably only be used on the shelf, but it's pretty cool. I think the chair is actually a nice addition. I'm changing my mind on it a little bit. Comes with a little Harry Potter wand too, which is kind of weird. No, just kidding. This is his little cane to walk around with, and that fits right in his hand. There, that kind of works. That looks great. Look at him go. I'm so proud of him. I might not even want to get that SH Figuarts now because of this. I think this is all I'm gonna want, really. The other head that he comes with, I've already spoken my praises about it. I think it looks incredible. Let's try to switch it up. Wow, very nice pop. Another pop? No pop, but it was a great switch. So this is more for lightsaber poses, much more intense. So I like that a lot. I think that looks really good. Here's his lightsaber. All right, let's see what kind of pose I can give him. All right, I'll take that. That's not bad. All right, let's see if I can put him in another like cool jumpy pose. I had an old t-shirt as a kid. I don't know if maybe I'll be able to find it, but it was this exact pose of Yoda jumping up with his lightsaber like this. Same face and everything. I feel really good about being able to do that with him. This is so awesome, super cool. Very, very happy with this Yoda. I think this is just really great. Man, I started this video out feeling kind of frustrated, but now I'm feeling pretty good. I really like these figures. But then again, my gripes was not with the figures, it was with the way the figures were put out, I suppose. They are really good, like some of the best Black Series. I feel like I say that all the time now. Some of the best Black Series in a while. I think that's just... That just means that Hasbro's been doing really good with the Black Series. And so maybe it was worth the wait for this Yoda because he's perfect. Like this pose of him walking like this is so wonderful to me. Like I love this pose of him walking. I feel so good. I did forget to mention too that Gree does come with both of these two blasters. And if you have any clone figures, you've got plenty of these blasters already, so not a huge deal, but it is cool that they come with. So obviously Gree's gonna be 6 inches, I'm assuming. It is a 6-inch Black Series line, right? So, yeah. 6 inches. Yoda is 2.5 inches? That's alright, Yoda. I don't judge you by your size. And so if you want to compare to the older Gree, / newer Gree actually, but the older figure, this Gree is the same sculpt as that 501st one I had before. And then if you want to compare to, this is the only other Yoda I've got, and this is not the newest of this type of Yoda either. This Yoda, I think, is the archive one, because this Yoda has come out a couple times, but then he was released again with the Luke Dagobah 2-pack, which made more sense because it was more to scale. So over time, Yoda grew in 20 years or so. Yeah, but this is still a way better Yoda figure for sure. So what are we giving this figure 2-pack? Are we giving it a W or an L? I think it's pretty clear. I think the figures themselves are huge W's. Yoda's like the biggest Black Series W. I'm so happy with him. I really am. And Gree too. I think this is such a huge mega step in the right direction for the clones. It's honestly almost perfect for as far as the clones go. So they're definitely huge W right there for both of these figures, for sure. Huge one. But the handling of how this was distributed and sold and pre-orders and all that stuff, that's kind of an L, to be honest. I think that's still kind of an L. I'm still a little frustrated about it, but I do want to hear what you think. And tell me, really, am I being a big crybaby about this? Or do you think my frustration's justified? Let me know, please. Okay, let's do some toy photography with these guys. Star Wars toy photography is my favorite, period. I'm not sure if I want to do like an Order 66 kind of thing, or if I want to do like a Clone Wars battle kind of style with them fighting together. I'm kind of feeling Order 66, even though it won't really work because someone's going to tell me that, oh, that's not the right Gree from the right Order 6. Somebody's, and that's fine. Definitely going to do something action-packed, probably with fireworks. Okay, we're here outside. It's cold out now. There's snow already, and it's very cold. And I'm actually gonna wait and take the shot in maybe a few minutes because it's gonna be dark very soon, and that's gonna be really good. But at least let me show you what I've got set up right now. So I've still got this same exact rock setup since the Kratos shot I did a few videos back, and it's coming in handy. But right now it's just covered in ice right now, and the ice is kind of looking cool, and I'm hoping it'll look cool in the photo as well. So let me turn this light on. So Yoda is propped up using a stand right now, and he's slicing off Gree's head. His head actually popped off nice and easy, which was great. And actually underneath this head, there's a little Tim Morrison face sculpt in there, which is kind of cool, actually. I don't know why they do that. Maybe it's cheaper, but either way, his head popped off quite nicely. And then I put his head on another little stand there. And so it's perfectly set up. So if you look in camera, it's actually fitting quite well right now. And it's all lined up and everything's in focus, all that stuff. And my battery on my camera is gonna die soon. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take quite a few photos. Some just as is, but I'm gonna take a few with some sparklers. And I'm gonna hold the sparkler right on the absence of head right there, and then right on the head flying over there. So looks like there's some sparks going on as Yoda's chopping off his head. And that's gonna add some cool, I don't know, action and hopefully some kind of cool element Whew, that wind. Good thing it fell over that way. I'm also gonna take a couple photos with a bigger firework. I've got a couple right here. These are crackling balls. I just set them off and they make a nice little. I don't want it to be a huge explosion. I just want a little bit going on in the background for some interesting, beautiful looking sparks. Nothing crazy, nothing crazy. I'll also take a couple more with me holding some lights in different places too, maybe some green lights here and there. And what I'll do is I'll put them all together in Photoshop to get one ultimate final product. And if you want more detail on how I do any of the editing, anything about fireworks, explosions, I have multiple tutorials that are very in-depth with how to get fireworks, how to edit, how to set them off, all of that stuff. And I'll have that linked in the description if you're curious about how to do any of that stuff, as well as where to get any of this stuff too, like all of my lights, the camera, all of my gear is always linked in the video description. Everything's down there. So it's gonna look a little bit darker later on, but these are the camera settings I've got going on right now. My shutter speed's at 800, which is pretty fast, but I might be able to turn it up a little bit more depending on how the light looks when it's dark, but I think 800 will probably do. And my f-stop's at 2.5. The lower my f-stop, the more of a blurry background I will get, which also means great bokeh, which I love bokeh, nice little circles of out of focus light, and fireworks are perfect for that. So I'm definitely gonna get some nice bokeh with that 2.5. I could bring it down to 1.8 if I wanted to, and it'd probably get even better bokeh. And then my ISO is at 400, as it always is. So the main reason why I want to wait till it's a little bit darker to get this shot is because fireworks obviously show up better at night. You don't go to a 4th of July celebration at 2 p.m., do you? You know, they always happen at night, so the fireworks look better. Plus, if you do even try to do them a little bit during the daytime, you get so much more smoke. All of the light just shines right through the smoke, and you get way more smoke than you get fireworks, and that's kind of not as cool, at least in my opinion. The perfect time of day, right before dark, maybe right after sundown, is the perfect time to do it. So I'm gonna wait a little bit, and then we'll take the shot in a couple minutes. Hopefully it'll look cool. So in the end, these figures are good. They're really good. But it's just so unfortunate how they were put out, and I hope there's not as many people that missed out on these figures as I'm thinking there were. But either way, I would still really love to know what you think. Is my frustration justified or not? If you did enjoy the video though, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. This photo will be posted up onto Instagram and TikTok and Twitter as always. And if you want to follow my work on any of those platforms, it's all linked in the description along with everything else. And as always, thank you for getting this far into the video and watching, and I'll see you in the next one.